She can laugh at the days to come. She speaks with wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue. She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children arise and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. Many women do noble things, but you surpass them all. Charm is deceptive, and beauty is fleeting. But a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Give her the reward she has earned, and let her works bring her praise at the city gate. I guess as you read those words, the first question you'd want to ask is, who is this woman? Does she exist? And I think some of you women, as you read that whole section from Proverbs 31, you say, I don't think that's me. I don't do all that stuff. But let's think about this. This is God's gospel message to His people. It is not intended to be a portion of Scripture that comes up to you moms and you grandmas to pound you over the head and say, now lady, get busy and start doing this and this and this, and you're a failure of a mother if you don't. Rather, this is a portion of Scripture that really is, we would call it the A to Z of the Christian mom. It's the A to Z of the Christian mom, of the kinds of things that a Christian woman will do, or a listing of how she can do her work, or a listing of the things that she can be involved in. This talks about the Christian mom. And as you reflect on it, as the A to Z of the Christian mom, you girls, you ladies, you women, you look at that and say, you know, I have done many of those things. So let's look at this portion of Scripture. Let's take a look at selected verses of it. First of all, let's read verse 10 together. A wife of noble character, who can find? She is worth far more than rubies. Men, I'm going to put you on the spot. I want you to put in terms, in your own words, the value of a Christian wife. What does having a Christian wife mean to you? Nothing? Pat?
As I sit here without mine, I'm missing a dear one. You can't put a value on it.
It's amazing sitting in the pew with the kids and realizing what your wife has to do, huh? I will confess to that very one myself. I rarely ever sat in the pew with my wife and children, simply because I was up here all those years. And to be honest, at those times when I did sit in the pew with my wife and with my kids, there were times my wife was scolding me for doing stuff with the kids in church, and her saying, I've been trying to teach the kids not to do that. Now stop it. I don't know how she kept 4 kids in the pew, raised them in church by herself. I have no clue how that happened. I value it. Men, tell me else what a Christian wife means to you. Come on, guys, you can talk. Chuck?
A wife that works full-time and still has time for her family.
Okay, works full-time, still time for the family. Anybody else? Any other men? Dennis?
Someone who shares the responsibility when you like you're not there on your own, doing everything by yourself.
All right, you have a partner, a helper God gave you, huh? And she does the work. Other guys? Zach?
Being your best friend who encourages you as well. When you need it.
Any of you other men want to speak up? Carl?
They run the household.
She runs the household.
It holds everything together.
Holds it together. Dennis?
She takes care of all my needs.
And that's a lot sometimes, isn't it? And how many surgeries have you gone through that she stood there by you and helped you through the recovery process? Men, children, how can you best show your mom that she is worth far more than rubies, than valuable jewels? Kids, you can speak up too here. How do you show your mom, your wife, what she's worth? That's a pretty good thing. Tell your mom that you love her. Anybody else? Dave?
Make her coffee in the morning so we can do all these things.
I'm not sure if that was the direction I was thinking of. Oh, make your wife coffee in the morning so she can do all the other stuff. Men, children, other ways that you can show your wife, your mom, that she's worth more than valuable jewels.
Give her a hug.
Give her a hug. Zach?
Tell her that you see all the work that she's been doing.
All right, acknowledge the fact that you see and recognize the work she does, and just don't take it for granted, huh? Dave?
Help her do the work.
Maybe help her do the work. Turn the page. This verse, I think, also says something and guides us as parents and as moms and grandmas. How does this verse help you in guiding your sons in choosing a wife? So if all you have is daughters, I guess you don't have to answer this question, but how does this verse help you guys and you moms in guiding your sons in their future choice of a wife? You're so quiet this morning. Kelly?
It's really important, the character of the person. Really to make sure this is a good person and good interest for my son.
All right, that you carefully guide your sons in considering the character of the woman. I think if we go back, charm is deceptive, but beauty is fleeting. All right? How many of you ladies found out that beauty is fleeting? As the hair grays and the wrinkles form, beauty is fleeting. Right? But a wife of noble character is worth, well, in the terms of MasterCard, she's priceless. So we guide our sons in choosing such women. Verses 11 and 12, let's read those. Her husband has full confidence in her and lacks nothing of value. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life. How does God guide you Christian women in being supportive to your husbands? Ladies, God created you to be the helper. So how does God guide you here in being supportive, being that helper that God made you to be? Louise?
Realize that no matter what's going on, my response is to be, even though it says that the husband has confidence, my response is having confidence in my husband and you, that you are doing everything for my good, regardless of how it comes across. And therefore, I will be able to be the support and not the one that says, you do this or whatever.
Well said by my wife. Ladies, how else are you going to show that you're supportive to your husbands? Dan?
Find yourself either virtually or at least some other way supporting whatever endeavor you're doing.
Okay. Guys, how will you respond?